The conservative parties in Chile secured a majority in the vote to create a new constitution. On Sunday, Chile saw a significant shift as right-wing parties emerged victorious in the election of advisors tasked with drafting a new constitution. This marked a clear departure from the earlier progressive majority which attempted to rewrite the constitution, but failed in the process. Chile's Republican Party, under the wing of the once conservative firebrand presidential candidate José Antonio Cast, clinched nearly 35% of the vote, with 95.13% of the ballots counted. The vote was divided among three coalitions, with the left-wing coalition led by President Gabriel Boric receiving the largest share at approximately 29%. The traditional right-wing parties formed a distinct coalition and managed to secure just over 20% of the vote. The rest of the vote was distributed among centrist parties. During a speech in Santiago, Cast, who lost to Boric in 2021, proclaimed that today marks the beginning of a brighter future and a fresh start for Chile. He added that the nation has triumphed over a government that had failed. After the final tally, the composition of a 50-seat constitutional council will be determined. This council will be responsible for creating a new constitution, and articles will require a 3/5 majority to be accepted. After a successful popular vote in 2020 to draft a new constitution due to violent protests against inequality, Chile has taken another major step in its years-long campaign to modernize the country's dictatorship-era text. Following Sunday's election, the chosen constitutional advisors will commence the creation of a new constitution in June, utilizing a draft formulated by 24 constitutional authorities appointed by Congress in March. A referendum in December will determine whether the proposed constitution is approved or declined by voters. A primarily self-governing and progressive group of constituents produced the initial draft, emphasizing social welfare, ecological protection, gender equality, and the rights of indigenous communities. Although regarded as a pioneering constitution globally, it was deemed overly divisive by several voters, and its implementation was beset with controversies. Having taken office in March, Boric initially enjoyed a surge of optimism, riding high on a theme of reform. However, as the economy continued to struggle and crime rates increased, voter concerns shifted, causing his approval ratings to plummet. After endorsing the initial draft, Boric faced a political setback when almost 62% of voters dismissed it. Consequently, the president publicly distanced himself from the process, yet pledged to offer his backing. Following his vote, Boric assured reporters that the government would maintain a hands-off approach and respect the entity's self-governance during its deliberation. He also pledged the government's support as a guarantor and promised to accommodate requests from the newly formed council. Following Cast's triumphant oration, Boric mounted the podium at the La Moneda presidential palace in Santiago. He appealed for a collective spirit of unity and implored the opposition to glean valuable lessons from their former unsuccessful bid. Boric appealed to the Republican Party, who had secured a decisive win, urging them to learn from their predecessors' errors. He underscored that prioritizing Chile's interests, rather than personal vendettas, should be the cornerstone of the process. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.